Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 203 of the Xbox Horror Gamers podcast. This week, I'm joined by Jake.
Yo, what's up?
And Shane.
Hello, hello.
Busy week this week. There's quite a bit of sort of last-minute news. Things have been going on. I mean, obviously, the big stuff happened with Phil last week, but now we're seeing some shutdowns, some announcements. I mean, they talked about the new Xbox again. It now has a code name. We'll get into that. But as always, we do the show live on Twitch. Xbox Hall of Gamers is the place to find us. Come say hi, hang out in the chat, the usual business. How you guys been? Been a couple of weeks since we had you on. What have you guys been up to?
Gaming, doing the usual.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. Also same, like a lot of gaming. Actually, but only one game.
That's
really
that's
in particular.
Fine. Like that's whether it's 10 games or
Highguard,
one game,
right?
as long as you're spending, at least 50% of your waking hours on video games, you're doing all right.
No, I've been a games while I'm working.
All right, we do have a couple of community questions here. One from Cameron who says, so PlayStation is doing merch. You get a pin that you can only order after you get all the achievements or trophies in the game. Would you like to see something similar on Xbox, or how? Or like, is there anything like that? Would it be cool to have like, I don't know, achievement hunting merch? I mean, obviously outside of what we do, but like official Xbox merch.
That'd be awesome. Kidding me? I'd wear that all the time. I'd wear it to work.
I think that'd be cool. I do pins. I think that'd be sick, actually. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't do shirts all the time because I don't need that many in my wardrobe. But like, if I finished, because surely not the place. This is the first I've heard PlayStation doing this actually.
Yeah.
Which is cool, but surely it's not like they're doing it for select games, right? It has to be like first party stuff.
I imagine so, yeah.
If I got like a little Master Chief with like an achievement icon thing for finishing a Halo or a car for a Forza, like, or whatever select games they do, I'd probably do every game that they said we're doing merch for if you finish, to be honest.
Hell yeah. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I totally would as well. I put them on.
Yeah, it'd be like a weird new meta progression completionist thing. In fact, it probably is really bad for me, and they shouldn't do this. Like, it'd be tapping way too into my already pre-existing like completionist.
We're all decked out on the podcast, just pins and shirts. Like, exactly.
Oh my
we played some games today. I mean,
we get like Boy Scout sashes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
absolutely.
I got my first person shooter badge here. I got my beta server shutdown badge here.
Hell yeah! No, I'm so in.
I'm grinding for 100 hours here.
Exactly.
I'm so in.
Actually,
ran in a circle for 3 hours. I'm
just looking forward to the sort of black market Temu versions that come out for the ones that they don't support. And it's just going to be a bunch of weird people are going to do their own little ones. That would actually be kind of great.
I'd be into it. I'd be into a physical thing you get when you finish a game.
Yeah, that would be super cool, actually. And then we had a question here from Red Ninja Dan, question asker extraordinaire. He says, last game you played and the last TV show you watch have a crossover. What do you create?
That's really funny for me, actually, because I don't think it'd be that hard to do. The last game I played was Elder Scrolls Online. The last show I just finished watching an episode of Fallout.
Oh, that'd be so that might actually happen.
So
yeah,
probably just create the Elder Scrolls TV series. It's just Game of Thrones, but with an Elder Scrolls skin on it.
Oh yeah, actually that's pretty good. Shane, what about you?
It's Fallout with stabs.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
That's what. Isn't that what Elder Scrolls is? And then Fallout is just Skyrim with guns.
Skyrim with guns, as the famous quote goes. Yep.
The meme. I would like that a lot, but didn't he come out and say like we're not.
I think, I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago. They were like,
they don't need it. Like there's the market is not yearning for another high fantasy TV show. There's enough.
Yeah, no kidding.
Rings of Power. Well, prove that really. I think
that Seven Kingdoms one did pretty well. People are talking highly of that one. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
apparently it's doing quite well, but it also, I don't
Well,
think
it's
anything's going to
good.
get the same buzz that Game of Thrones did back in the day.
Yeah,
yeah, that's fair.
and I think everyone recognizes that even like you can still make a good high fantasy show, but like the world is not yearning for high fantasy shows. There's plenty.
Everyone loves high fantasy, though.
Unfortunately, I don't think it's enough about the Elder Scrolls universe that's unique enough to really draw people in from like, outside of the diehards like us who would probably watch it anyway.
Yeah,
Cat people getting it on, like they wouldn't be into that. I
Yeah,
think they
Lusty
would be.
Argonia Maids is the whole thing.
Oh, there you go.
actually.
Just make that show.
Yeah,
Just
that's
make
the
that
show.
make it a fucking HBO show, and it's just the absolute raunchiest Khajiit footage you've ever seen.
I think we're onto something.
They're
here,
stepping
guys.
into- They're tapping into a market there.
Yeah,
This is what they're doing.
I mean, now the merger makes sense. That's that they're trying to bring as many properties together as possible. I'm trying to think of what I've been watching recently. I've been watching Slow Horses, actually.
What is that?
It is a British. It's a British TV show about useless MI5 agents, basically. So the idea is that like it's people who have like fucked up. So one of the guys is like a guy who left a sensitive document on a train by accident, and it got picked up by the public. One guy fucked up a terror incident, like training exercise that would have killed 250 people. One of them got hit on by their senior officer and punched them in the face and just kicked them. And so it's basically it's a place called Slough House, and so it's like a little side unit for slow horses, people who are basically just like they just give them all the shit jobs. And so it's like a really sort of down to earth kind of like, okay, what kind of shit would a down and out kind of secret agent get up to in the interest of national security that the kind of people above either are manipulating them or just not interested in. It's pretty good actually. It's I'm on there's 3 seasons and it's like 6 episodes a season. Does this very like British brevity thing. But I'm just wondering how that's going to cross over with Bratz the video game. So I'm wondering if there's some sort of maybe it's like a terrorism threat at a Paris runway show or
Fashion
something.
show?
Yeah, something like a fashion show or something. Yeah, exactly. And it's like one of them is on the inside is actually a secret Russian sleeper cell agent. Not the one you think. It's the Asian one. Who would have suspected?
They already have experience making Bratz TV shows. So
there you go. Right, it basically writes itself. Yeah, actually, I would. Yeah, Bratty Horses actually does sound like it actually would. I think that would do pretty well actually.
Yeah, that's that horse game everyone's been playing, isn't it?
Yes.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. Me and my daughter have been on an anime kick, and I've been playing Lightyear Frontier and Highguard. So I mean, I could see that matching up.
Yeah, I could see that.
Freyrin, we've been watching Freyrin. I mean, that's Highguard. That could be Highguard did.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be that hard.
Yeah, Freyrin takes place over a very long period of time. Highguard takes place over a very, very short period of time.
Very short period.
Yeah.
Very, very small.
That's crazy. Too soon.
It's still alive, guys. It's still alive.
Okay,
It's still here. You can't talk about it like it's dead. It's still here.
Well, let's talk about it. I guess that is one of the biggest stories this week is that they
Segue professional.
Yeah, exactly right. Highguard is shutting down.
They made it longer than Concord.
They did. They was it someone said like 2.3 Concords or something.
Heck
Yeah.
So they're going to make it to 6 weeks, I think. So they announced earlier this week that they're basically giving the player base a week to play the game and that they're shutting it all down March 12th.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, especially after all the stuff around how they, I mean, there were a lot of rumors around what's been happening there. The idea that apparently Tencent was potentially funding the game from the shadows a little bit and decided to, the rumor is
stopped.
decided that it didn't get player base numbers enough or it didn't have enough retention. So they just pulled the funding, and so that kind of created a domino effect where they laid a bunch of people off. And now, I'll be surprised if the studio was around much longer after this gets shut down, because I'm sure they won't have any kind of interest in another project. Yeah, it is kind of wild how quickly they're shutting this down. I mean, from like literally a week from announcement, they're basically done with it. You know, most games you at least get a month, so they're clearly running on empty pretty quickly. I mean, this game, I've been playing it this week. I started and finished it with this after this announcement came out, and part of the sessions that I were doing got interrupted by an update where they added a new character, a whole skill tree, a whole skill tree, and
really,
yeah, and like they took out the experimental mode and put the 3v3 mode back in, but they still have the 5v5. Like, there's still stuff coming out for this game. It's nuts that they're shutting it down like that quickly.
Yeah, well, I mean, the big private equity firms that put money into these games are, I think, just treat it like they want the short squeeze, right? They don't want to wait for something to try to flourish. It's either Fortnite or bust. Like, it has to come out the gate being successful, or it's just not worth our money. We're going to go invest in something else.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It is a shame.
Yeah.
So, did you mostly do sessions? I guess we're going to talk about it later when you get into games.
I can talk about it now because there's not really much to say about the game, really, to be honest. So I did. So when it got announced, I basically put like 8 hours straight into it after the shutdown got announced, playing legit. I think I got down to like 9 achievements left. So some of like, you know, the planting and diffusing and the like being the last one alive, and again, a few ones. Like I made good progress on most of them, but there was like 9 there that I was like, this is going to be a bit of a pain. And then I basically run a couple of sessions the following day and managed to get the game done. I stuck around a bit longer to help out some other people who were just getting started. So a big shout out to Shadowed Sly, one of our community members who's a big help. I managed to kind of pull that together and get me in, and also was able to help me get some of my achievements first out of the way, which is greatly appreciated. But yeah, so I don't know. There's not really. I think it's an interesting game, and I think there maybe was something in there, and it's crazy to think this game was 3v3 to start with by default, when like playing the 5v5 experience feels like what the game should have been straight away. They also had this experimental mode running while I was playing it that took out the sort of loot and open world sections, and it was just literally going from raid to raid rush. Yeah. So basically doing the Counter-Strike thing of just kind of like defending and attack and defend, and that's it. Thank you, Moonzon, for subscribing. Greatly appreciate it. So I'm like, I can see there was something in there, but the characters didn't feel all that interesting. The powers were a bit like unbalanced. Some of them were great, some of them were just completely useless. It felt like it just had a few too many systems, and most of them were relatively underbaked. Like the whole I think the whole loot phase thing was like going out and finding loot in the thing like in Apex Legends, but also having a mine thing where you can mine crystals and spend them to get gear. It just, I don't know, it felt very strange. But I'm glad that I started and got it done, but I was worried that it was going to be a struggle. But there are so many people trying to get it done right now, and it is free to play, so like people can jump in, and a lot of people are double boxing and things like that. So relatively straightforward. And the 3v3 mode is now back, so if you do want to boost in a smaller group, you can do that as well. I don't know, anything we want to say more about it before we move on?
Nah, I'll heap praise on it when I talk about it in games we played, but it is showing that a lot of these developers left their cushy Apex Legends jobs to jump into this new studio with the promise of working on something amazing, and just a rug got pulled out from under them.
Yeah.
Those poor developers.
Yeah. It's kind of a bummer hearing it was like it'd be more disappointing if it was like the studio themselves just like threw in the towel. Like I'd be like, oh man, that's lame of you. But it's actually really sad to hear that it was just some private equity group just being like, we're done actually. We're pulling the plug on
we don't want
you get no say. Yeah. That's lame.
Yeah.
It'll be a case study for sure. Like Concord's one thing, but between the Game Awards announcement and the radio silence and then the release and then it'll be interesting to read reports of how this went down as time goes on.
It is very interesting, that they kind of were planning originally on just shadow dropping this game with no beta testing or anything like that for an online only
which is
multiplayer.
insane.
It is crazy in this environment. And there's reports of like, oh, their internal testing, all our internal testing says it's great, and everyone who works on it loves it. I'm like, okay, but yeah, we'll get more into it when we get to what we've been playing.
Jeff Keighley loved it though.
He did love
So.
it. He did love it. And now people are
Clearly.
taking weird photos of him out and being like, Jeff Keighley just out and shopping while Highguard's getting shut down. What is he doing? And people being very
That's
In
weird.
this
crazy.
economy,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Save the game, Jeff. Do something.
Exactly. All right. Next story we got here
Do
is
something around. Sorry.
that Ash Sharma sort of has come out and done a little bit of a statement around the plans for Xbox in 2026 in the next few years, and talked a little bit about Phil Spencer and all that sort of stuff. I mean, again, a lot of this is like corporate fluff, but reiterated her sort of like, today I begin my role as CEO of Xbox. Here are my 3 commitments: great games, return of Xbox, and future of play. Again, a lot of it is like, yeah, we're going to keep making great games because we own all these studios. We're looking to bring Xbox back as a brand, which I'm like, okay, interesting. What does that mean? But she's saying they're going to start with console, which I guess sort of leads us into an announcement they also made, which was they've announced the official project name is Project Helix for the new Xbox, and that it will be a hybrid PC Xbox unit of some kind. What that actually looks like, we're not sure. I mean, again, this is stuff we were all basically speculating on, but good to have it confirmed. I mean, the rumors.
What I want to know is how they're going to design an Xbox that does that.
Yeah, exactly right. That's not just a PC. That's, I don't know. Yeah, there's
that's a Helix.
Oh, the
That's
Helix?
like that
Yeah.
shape. How does the hardware fit? in
I love that
shape?
logo. The way it like turns into from a helix into an X. Like
It is
I
pretty
kind of
snazzy.
keep that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
It's pretty snazzy
No,
for
sorry.
a code name.
I'd be curious. I know what you mean though, but I'd be curious to see if I feel like it'd be pretty brittle if they turned it into like a DNA strand of a like
I still want the Game Sphere from
the
from
Okama
Dreamhouse.
Game Sphere.
I still want the Game Sphere. Anyway, sorry. No, yeah. Actual conversation about this thing, not me being an idiot. Yeah, no. I mean, that was kind of the worst kept secret, right? That it was going to be a hybrid PC console thing.
Yeah, with all the stuff they've been doing with the ROG and this sort of stuff, with like, oh, you can play your Steam games and all your other library of stuff on the ROG, and it's like, well, yeah, they're obviously building this architecture for consoles as well.
Yeah. I was actually just talking to my girlfriend the other day. We were talking about, because she's like, Xbox isn't. She's not as into game. She's a gamer, but not as into like keeping up on what's new and stuff.
Sure.
And she asked if they were going to do she asked if they were going to do a PS6, and I'm like, yeah, they've already announced a PlayStation 6 for sure. And she's like, but Xbox isn't doing one, right? I'm like, no, they've also like said they're not done. And she's like, she asked me, she's like, are you going to get one day and date? And I said, PS6 probably not, but I probably will get this one, because if I didn't already know that this was coming, I was like, the Steam machine looks sick, and I would be interested in that, like a console PC hybrid thing. But I think it'd be pretty good time to jump into something like that.
Yeah,
I'm just curious with all the software they have to do, like the OS for it. Like, obviously the Ally exists, and that's like the beta test of it. I have to assume that they're going to make it. They're going to continue their backwards compatible stuff, because it was such a huge thing for them. I have to wonder if we're just gonna get like the lines finally blurred, where our PC can play our entire Xbox library. Like, if you own a copy of the game on your account, like, you can stream stuff and do like, but I mean, like, natively I can install a digital 360 game that I own on my account to my computer and play it. That's what I want to do.
Kind of what she made it sound like. At least, I mean, she made it pretty clear that she wants that. Like, you can play anywhere, essentially, but more Xbox and gaming focused than the previous group had made it sound. You know what I mean? Like, because I know that they had pushed cloud a lot and streaming and such, but the way she made it sounded far more just Xbox Play anywhere now. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they're going to push for that. I'm just curious how they're going to. This is going to be too expensive. Way too expensive right now. Even like you mentioned the Steam Machine, even Valve of all people went.
Yeah.
We're gonna wait until things calm down.
I was gonna say my hope is that if they're just announcing the codename now, we are still ways out from obviously seeing hardware and being able to order hardware. And I guess how long can RAM stay the price it is, right? Like it's gotta
Hope for that bubble to pop real soon.
It's gotta pop eventually here, right? It's starting to look like it's water seems like it's starting to come on board, I guess, from what people say the word on the street is. But so I don't know. It's probably gonna be $1,000. I paid $1,000 for the Ally X. This thing will probably be $1,000 too. I'll probably be a shill and pay it. But that's gonna alienate a lot of people for sure.
Yeah, and Xbox doesn't have the street cred to get away with a crazy overpriced box right now. So
yeah, I mean PlayStation doesn't even have the cred to get away. Like if PS6 was like $990
between the two.
Definitely PlayStation is the more of the dog in the race. But yeah, if they said PS6 is starting at $999.99, people will be like, "What is this? This is yeah."
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a tough one, right? And I don't know. Like this, I keep going back to like subsidizing consoles and that sort of stuff, and like the back end of being able to afford to be able to sell these things at not a loss, but maybe just break even or like at not a profit, which used to be the way consoles worked. You'd sell the console, and then you'd go, cool, we're gonna make a little bit of a loss on this, but we'll make it up on the sales and on the software, on the attach rate.
Yeah, especially Xbox.
Yeah, especially Xbox, right? It's like, do we go back to a world where it's not a strategy it's not an attach rate strategy? It's a requirement for us to sell this fucking thing over a PC, and like the only way that this thing can come to market is if Microsoft subsidize it, and like Microsoft have the war chest to do it. Sony less so. Nintendo are also talking about price increases as well.
Their own thing. Yeah,
exactly. Like they kind of have their own thing, right? And they're obviously not in the big hardware race, so they're less impacted, but still impacted. And they managed to get their console out last year, so they've got that going for them.
You see, I wonder if they just don't see the incentive to do that anymore. Like they just don't see the incentive to drop the price of the Series X, and they just don't see the incentive to release the new console affordably or competitively. Because as I think, God, who said it? Was it Phil Spencer who said this was like the worst generation to lose?
Yes.
With the Xbox One.
Xbox
like
One.
people have established their libraries. Like it's so far and few between that people actually up and switch their primary device. The one you see the most is people going to PC, but even then, like people's libraries are just huge. Like, so I wonder if they consider that and they just go, yeah, we don't need to compete, because if you had a PS4, you're gonna buy a PS5, and if you had a PS5, you're gonna buy a PS6 because your library's there. Like sorry, buddy, we have all your games. You have to keep buying our stuff.
Yeah, honestly, probably
Yeah.
You're probably not wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they're gonna pick up or lose. I mean, Xbox probably has the most to lose here.
Which is,
I think, there are far more people that might move to PS5. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that we talked a little bit about it last week around like PlayStation also looking to pull away from doing their single player launches on porting their games to PC anymore because they're just not selling. I think the talk was that Spider-Man 2 sold something like 12 million on PlayStation and less than 1 million on PC when they ported it. And so it's like, if they figure it's damaging their brand and it's not getting enough people to go over to buy, like they'd get the 100% of the money when they buy it on PlayStation and get more people buying the consoles, then maybe it just doesn't make sense for them anymore. I mean, the live service stuff they'll obviously all put on PC because they want everyone playing that. But
Yeah.
and this is where Xbox Play comes in, where they go, well, yeah, but if you buy a new console, you can play the Xbox stuff and you can play your Steam library that you already have. And so I guess maybe that's the play on trying to get people who already have established ecosystems on board.
And if you set up third-party apps, you can also play your PlayStation games on your Xbox.
Right, exactly. And so the thing is, like, maybe that is the like little undercurrent where they're like, well, this is again, this is just the Steam machine proposition, right? It is the idea being that it's a PC that is more user friendly and like built to a certain spec that you can kind of put a flag in.
And maybe they're just not even competing with PS5 like PlayStation, Sony, because they're just like,
I don't think they
whatever.
Are, honestly.
What if their strategy is more just like, okay, we need to get people to stop, because they see everyone's switching to PC, right? People are like, buy a PC, build a PC. PC is super popular. I wonder if their strategy is just, okay, give them a PC then, but it's our PC and try to keep them from switching to PC.
Has our brand
like
on it, yeah.
fully. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess the big unknown there is, exactly, like if it being a hybrid, what does that mean for all your old consoles? How do they manage that? Is it just they run a virtual machine that runs the old Xbox OS that allows you to play all your old stuff on this PC? And you can
maybe.
and they only allow it to work on one of their machines as opposed to just putting it out for Windows. Who knows? We mentioned last week they've been talking, and she also mentions it in this, that they're looking to kind of, the plan is the plan until it's not the plan, I think is what she said, which is like potentially moving away from like this is an Xbox, Xbox on every device.
Oh, they're definitely moving from that. I guarantee that, almost.
Yeah, and so I guess the thing is, like, people are like, well, does that mean they're moving back to like a console first strategy? And I was like, well, not necessarily. It just means they're moving away from this current strategy. And so maybe some of that is picked up by the cloud gaming and streaming and all that kind of stuff. And they kind of try to bridge some of that gap there. I don't know how well it's going to work out for them, because I still think even after all these years, cloud streaming is not where it needs to be for it to be mainstream enough for people to use it. It's always been an add-on. But yeah, I don't know. I'm curious. I'm definitely curious. I'd love to see more about it, and I want to hear like the specs, and I want to hear like Digital Foundry break it down, and I want to hear all that kind of stuff. But I'm curious when we're going to be hearing about it. And yeah, like timeline wise, is this? I mean, the rumor was they might be trying to put this out next year. So,
I mean, announcing Project Helix seems, again, they even had like flashy graphics. That seems a lot for a code name. Based on what we've dealt with
similar
before.
Stuff with like Scorpio and other bits and pieces, right?
Like a scorpion. Did we get like a scorpion tail animation? I missed that.
It was, well, I mean, they did a little. Oh, what was it? Like they put the Master Chief riding a scorpion on the chipset, you know.
Either way, I'm sure this isn't a coincidence that we're hearing about this the week before GDC.
Yeah,
like there's no way
she's going to be there talking. So,
oh yeah, so I'm sure we'll start getting not leaks, but filtering of information about what's going on behind the scenes, and we're definitely hearing about this next year. I can't imagine we wouldn't.
Yeah, if we don't hear about it this year, it'll definitely be next year for sure.
And if it doesn't look like a DNA strand, we riot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if it doesn't look like Mr. DNA from Jurassic Park, I'm not buying it.
I do have to push back what you said earlier about Microsoft having a war chest, though. I don't think they're going to let Xbox have much leash here.
That's what I mean. Is that's what I'm not sure about. Is that, like, obviously Microsoft has a war chest, Xbox does not.
Yeah, I think Phil getting Activision probably tested their patience quite a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to have much runway with this new console. If it doesn't hit, I don't know if Xbox...
That's probably why they just chucked their head of AI in charge of it, because they're just like, whatever, AI everything.
I was going to say, you just put AI in front of it and you suddenly have funding, like that's the...
Yeah.
If you can...
Well, that can roll into the next thing.
Yeah, well, let's this other story here, which is kind of insane, is that Microsoft, again, this is a patent, so I don't want to alarm anyone, but there is a patent here that reveals that Microsoft has a system that allows the AI to play games for you and unlock achievements for you, potentially.
Right.
it'll mark those that you unlocked with that system. Thank
Yes.
goodness.
So
That's it. Like if that's the case, don't care. Couldn't care less. Go for it.
yeah. So the
I was
idea,
gonna say certain kind of people are stoked about this. Some people might not be, but
yeah. I mean, they've talked about like some ideas around like exactly like you said, like marking those achievements as like a different color or even like a reduced achievement value potentially. If like,
Which would be weird, but
so like a few different potential
Would be
ways
weird.
of showing that like an AI did it as opposed to you doing it. They also talked about having other people, the ability for other people to jump onto your game and help you with something. So like if your buddy's struggling with an achievement, you can just like remote play into their thing and fucking do the part for them.
they're just doing the. They're just like, fuck it. You guys keep sharing passwords. Stop it.
Exactly.
We'll just let
Yeah,
you
they're
guys
like,
play.
exactly. They're like, you're ruining our AI models because everyone's confused about where you live. Stop fucking up the data.
wait, are you saying I start like an OnlyFans of like earning achievements for you? I'll do that.
Yes, exactly.
I'll
Yes,
do it. And I'll
exactly.
show
Yes.
feet
I'll
for
wear
free.
whatever they want.
So,
Like it's fine.
yeah, 100%.
That's
Dang, all
hilarious.
right. New revenue stream for me. I'll do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, if they mark it like, oh, earned by AI, earned by Neomaster or something like that
Yeah.
on my achievements, then go for it. I don't care. But if they just let this happen and nothing is showing that you didn't earn these legit, that's not cool. Like,
yeah.
it's bad enough people, can cheat and, I don't know. Yeah, that
You
would be
hear
so
less
bad.
about
That'd be so
achievement
bad.
unlocking stuff these days right now that it's all server side and but it still definitely happens. It is really interesting to see like, yeah, what does this mean? Again, a patent doesn't necessarily mean they're going to do it,
Yeah.
and like it might just be that they have an idea, they want to do this. And I mean, to be fair, it's nice to see that they're still thinking about the achievement system at all, because
Yeah,
it feels
go back
like
to
it
the last
hasn't
story.
had any love
They
for a
just
long time.
mentioned like, hey, and then you can earn achievements. Here's your profile. Like, okay, good, cool,
Yeah,
good
right.
enough. Do whatever you want with Helix.
Yeah.
I don't care. These next 25 years of Xbox, cool. As long as we have achievements still.
Yeah, exactly. Uh I just, I don't know. I mean, Moonzom says, "No, I want 40 AI alts to help me get the Eliminator achievement on Forza Horizon 5." See, that's the correct use of AI, is to just bot your way into boosting lobbies, so you can
Yeah.
scale your quadruple boxing up to as much as you need to do.
I don't know, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm going for it soon in the next couple of weeks, and I have some other people who've been giving me tips. But if I could just say, AI, go get me Emperor and ESO, I think I might. I think I'd just do it. I'd just be like, just go get this achievement for me.
I get what you mean, right? That there is a level of ridiculousness to some achievements that just makes it. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but I don't think AI could. Like,
No,
I don't
that's
think
the
AI
other
could
bit
get
too,
that
yeah.
achievement for me.
Yeah, maybe in like
So-
old-fashioned games, but how would you even do that in something like GTA
Yeah.
5 or any open world game really, where there's different AI running around and NPCs and
The problem is AI just probably couldn't be capable of unlocking any achievement I'd want it to. Like
Yeah.
the ones
can't
I
even
wouldn't want
drive.
to. Yeah.
You're like, okay, so how do you feel about trying to get through Mine Laban? Because I've got some thoughts, guys. Let's get
Yeah.
Wolfenstein 2 fired up, and the AI just make sure it doesn't miss any shots. I just tell it to make sure it just like don't screw anything up. Please don't delete my entire save file like that one guy. Yeah, I think it's an interesting idea. I think it's fucking insane, and I'm super curious to see the first AI create like AI only competition on TA where they have
that's
like,
gonna happen.
yeah, you just run a couple of AIs and you bet on which one's gonna get the most achievements correctly or whatever. Like it's like salty bets, like I can't wait to see it.
That'd be funny. So what I want, because I know they've started integrating, like the Ally has a co-pilot feature
Yes.
that you can go ask it stuff about your games and stuff. I want like what I want where I want AI integrated into my gaming is I can't think of the word here, but like a context sensitive guide.
Yes, I was just thinking
Like
that,
I
yeah.
want to be able to be like, where's the next collectible, and the AI can see the screen and be like, or it's like, okay, you're gonna come to this part and it's gonna look like this, like you're almost there, and then maybe it like alerts you Like you're getting close, and it's like, hey, by the way, you're super close to this collectible. You know, just turn here, and because I don't want to just sit here and watch a video. I don't want to sit here and pause my game to read a guide. I just want to keep playing my game, but I don't want to miss shit. So I'd love for something to be like, hey, by the way, you're in a spot that's the best opportunity for this achievement. And here's how you do it. I'd be like, okay,
feels like, hey, looks like you're trying to get a missable achievement. Want some help? And you're like, yes, actually, yes, I do. How did you fucking know?
That's what I want. That is exactly what I want. Yeah, I don't want it to play for me, but I wouldn't hate for it to have context sensitive, like, oh, it knows what's going on in your game.
Yeah, that would actually be super interesting. I actually think that's a really cool idea. I know that Keo has been using Copilot to like keep notes for some of his Monster Hunter stuff that he was doing in terms of like crowns and things like that. So he was like, okay, cool. Can you just let me know which ones? And then just like letting it know to tick things off as he gets them. Obviously, it doesn't know what's going on in the game, but that's the sort of next evolution, right? Is like, hey,
yeah,
I need a checklist of all the items that I need for this achievement. Can you check them off, the ones that I have and the ones I'm still missing or whatever? So I don't have to go through and check, build my own spreadsheet and shit.
Yeah, I've tried to do stuff like I've tried very rudimentary, like I'm playing, hey, ChatGPT, I'm playing this game and I'm trying to get all the achievements, right? Like, let's play it with me. Tell me how I need to best go about it. Like, give me a small little guide. It never works very good. Using the built-in browser AIs has been okay. Like if a specific guide is too wordy, like what I used to do is I used to take the guide and I'd throw it into the chat and I'd be like, hey, summarize this a little bit, and it would. But now it's integrated right in the browser, so you can just be like, hey, this highlighted part, like give me a bulleted, like give me the cliff notes of it, so I don't have to sit here and read 3 paragraphs. I can just read a couple bullet points. And I'm like,
please take out all the guide writers' terrible jokes from this.
Give me bullets, and emphasize collectibles. Points. That's fucking it. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that the biggest problem I have with the AI stuff right now is that like any of the guide stuff that it would be pulling from is stuff we would have already found. It's anything it's been trained on is stuff that we're, it's like, oh, it's been trained on TA, and I'm like,
generative AI. Yeah.
So I guess
as a guide writer, I don't like that.
I think it's exactly right.
Well, but that's the thing, right? It's like, so now you get in the moral or the ethical conversation of if you're a guide writer and you don't like that, there's no world where AI doesn't get the information from somebody else writing it down first.
Yes, exactly.
Right? Like you're never going to have a model that just you boot up the game and it can give you a guide of it. It has to find it somewhere else. Like
never, but nowhere near anytime soon. Like,
well, it'd have to be heavily integrated with a game. It has to be trained on something.
The AI lady just took over Xbox, so maybe.
maybe. Yeah, fair enough, I guess. But no, yeah, that's the thing is if you don't want it to do this kind of thing where it's context sensitive, it's gonna train off of TA, because that's the only place that it's gonna know the best place to get a miscellaneous achievement is because the only people who are talking about it are on TA.
The weirdos that care.
Yeah, exactly.
The devs aren't thinking about it when they make the achievement. They're not thinking of, some of them maybe, but I'm sure most of them say get 5 kills with a single grenade. They're not thinking of the best places to do that when they're making the rest of the game. It's we're the freaks who figure that out. And throw in a guide and
do that work. Yeah.
So AI would never know about that. And the only way to know about that is by scraping TA. And the only way this fictional context-sensitive guide would be able to be like, hey, you're in an area that's good for this missable achievement. The only way to know that is by scraping somebody off TA. So,
which again, we probably already looked at. But
yeah. But I still don't mind that because it's like, even if I've looked at it and I'm like, okay, I know there's a spot, I don't have that committed to memory. I'm like always going back. I'm like, am I at the spot yet? Have I passed it? Am I there yet? Like, did I miss it? And then I get there. So it'd be cool to just be like, okay, cool. There is a spot. I have this AI in my game. I'm going to just play my game and it's going to, hey, you're there. And then I'm like, sweet. And I do it.
Yeah. Moonzom says things like the Killer Instinct 200 matches is something that AI could probably do. Yeah, there's definitely some grindy stuff where you're essentially like, okay, yeah, that might be slightly interesting to kind of.
It's part of the pain. You got to do it yourself.
There is that.
You sit there for the 100 hours and you deal with it.
Yes, I need to put my 1,000+ hours into Gears 3 to get those achievements.
This is just the natural evolution of baby gaming.
Yeah, basically, yes. Actually, yes.
Yeah. That's why I said, as long as it's marked, go for it.
As long as we
But I
can
wanna
put
know
them
that
in
you
their
got
own
those AI
segregated
achievements.
area.
Yeah.
These absolute clanker lovers. They can go and
All
and
gamers are
get their
equal,
own
but
TA.
some are more equal than others.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
God does have favorites. And it's not you, clanker lover.
Moonzom says, well, Microsoft might require markdown files for all Xbox game code. Yeah, like that's the other idea, right? Is that they developers do think about this stuff and they do mark it, and like it may have some limited functionality, but I mean, shit, we can't even get developers to all put achievement tracking in their games. Like getting them to do any extra work for AI is, unless the AI does it for them, but then again, that's just like there's a recursion issue there that I'm worried about in terms of like the level of quality and who's going to be coding games, and then the AI is just going to make the game, and then we're not going to have any. So the AI is going to be making the games, and the AI is going to be playing the games, and we're just going to be dead internet theory all over again.
And then we're gonna go just start playing baseball and do stuff.
Exactly.
Outside.
Yeah, I'm going to break out the board games.
Heck no.
And
Are you
ask
insane? No,
ChatGPT to read
absolutely
the
not.
rules to me because I don't understand them.
Go
I'm gonna go
outside,
play
insane.
kickball, guys. Remember tetherball? Anyway,
We didn't have tetherball here,
Sorry.
but I have
really?
no, but I watched Recess as a kid, so like that's essentially where I got
familiar.
all of my. It's like
Napoleon
between
Dynamite.
Magic School Bus and Recess is how I got all of my American elementary school understandings from.
Kickball, tetherball, foursquare, dodgeball. Do you play dodgeball at least?
Yes, dodgeball, yes, but I think that's mostly because of Americans.
What can I say? We're violent people by nature. It's in
My
our,
gym
it's in our
teachers,
blood.
during one game of dodgeball, they put on the Mortal Kombat
Hell yes.
We're
theme
We're a
song.
war-
And boy, did I feel jazzed. I got
We're
so
a
many
war
outs.
tribe. That's just what we are. We're a war tribe through and through. We are the orcs, the trolls, the horde.
I mean, having said that, I literally just before this, my wonderful wife took me to a surprise Smash room to just break things for my birthday. And so just before this today, I was just like in overalls and a visor and just smashing a TV with a hammer while Paramore played in the background. So it was pretty good. So I could definitely I could definitely see the appeal. Yeah. And Linkin Park, yes. Although I really feel like they should have put Still in there from Office Space, because it really was just like smashing that fucking printer.
You gotta throw on Break Stuff by Limp Bizkit. Or is that too on the nose?
That was on there actually. That was great. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, definitely recommend it. It was great. All right, and then I guess I will just quickly talk about there was a Nintendo Indie World Showcase. They showed off a few games that are coming to Xbox. Nothing too, again, no big surprises, just kind of smaller stuff. Dench Attack, which is where you play as like a sentient train killing demons. It looks like Jet Set Radio. Looks really fun.
Sure does.
Moonlighter 2 they talked about. Mini Shoot, which is now, there was a shadow dropped onto Game Pass. Woodo, which is a little puzzle game. Looks very, very cute. Grave Seasons, which looks like Stardew Valley, but like with a murder mystery. Ratatan, which was the like Patapon successor, finally coming.
I love Patapon.
So that's July.
Of the logo, looks like Patapon. Like
It really does.
Patapon
Yeah, they're wearing it on their sleeves. Something called Outbound, where you drive around in your RV. I think that was about it.
Incompini.
Oh, yes, Incompini. Yes, of
looks
course.
so good.
Yes, Incompini looks very cute. 90s small town Combini owner.
Anime.
Very anime, very cozy vibes. With a bit of a story as opposed to kind of regular simulators.
I love it. It looks so good.
It does look good. Yeah, and then I guess the other big news, Fallout New Vegas remaster kind of got teased that it might be being worked on by Iron Galaxy, who are the ones who did the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. They are that kind of remaster dev for hire. They've done a lot of that stuff. So I guess we'll see if they kind of tease that they were looking into Fallout stuff. Who knows?
Yeah,
I love that that's a thing, man.
Except one of the developers from Iron Galaxy ended up on a podcast and get called by the CEO of the company, and he said on live like, "Yeah, that was a mistake. We didn't mean to. That was not something we're actually doing. That's just our thing."
It's just something cute that they were doing. Yeah.
So just nothing. It's
just
a nothing.
They
Again.
just yeah. So I guess
Bummer.
Yep.
it's a real shame. So I mean, I guess we're all hanging out for more news on what the hell's going on with the Fallout remaster. I mean, it feels like they've just been teasing us with it for so fucking long at this point.
I joke
I
every
guess-
week. TA is like the Fallout remaster's coming,
Yep.
and there's another rumor. Guys, stop, just stop. man.
At this point, I was like, yeah, Fallout 3 remaster. At this point, I want them both on the
Yeah.
same day. I want Fallout 3 and New Vegas remastered in the same style as Oblivion, same day.
Put them in a fucking collection. Put it on Game Pass,
Yeah.
and I'll play it straight away.
Oh, for sure.
And
You know,
it'll crash
I'll be honest-
immediately, and I'll be like, I'm home.
The new CEO does seem
it's
to
all
know
about-
what's going on. Maybe she is like, hey, get on that. The internet wants it. So maybe
Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Get some goodwill, you know.
I
That
do
would be
love that
really-
there's this.
That'd be a heck of a goodwill, man. Real easy to do too. Well, easy, but
Sure.
Yeah, that'd be a good favor for sure. I love that there's this new market for like, fine, you owner of IP own this IP, but you're busy doing new things and you don't want to remake it, but your fans are clamoring and desperately screaming and crying for a remake. Fine, we will be a studio dedicated to doing that if you will let us. I love that. That's kind of a thing.
Or at least it was until Bluepoint got shut down. So
Ooh, too soon.
yeah, but you're right. Like there's so many games out there, and there's so much nostalgia, and we're getting to the point now where people want to be playing. I mean, shit. I'm literally about to buy the Legacy of Kain Defiance remaster they just brought out this week. And I'm just like, I'm buying it full price. I don't care. Like, I'm supporting them. We need more Legacy of Kain in this world. I did the same thing for Soul Reaver. I'll do the same thing for Blood Omen 2 if I have to, but I really don't really want to because it's bad. But yeah, I'm definitely, yeah. It is cool that we are kind of getting and like I know it's nostalgia bait, and I know that it's just like, you know, but it's also,
man, it's all right.
it's also hard to play a lot of this stuff on modern hardware these days. You know, it's like, where am I going to find I don't know. Like, sure, you can do emulation and stuff, but to be able to go, hey, I want to play Legacy of the, Soul Reaver 1 and 2. I don't want to have to pull out my Dreamcast. I don't want to have to get up an emulator.
And I just think I think like we went through a point in time a few years ago. There was this big like, nostalgia is bad, guys. Actually, things aren't as good as you remember. You're dumb for being nostalgic. And I think what I've come around to is no, lean into it, be nostalgic. That's fine, but just be self-aware of your nostalgia. As long as you're self-aware of it, it's okay. So yeah, I know. Yeah, it's 100% nostalgia bait, but it's for the fans, for the fans. Do it for the fans.
And I definitely think that, there was a thing where the idea of nostalgia, like rose-tinted glasses and like nostalgia is bullshit.
Yeah.
It's basically, you just remember being younger and happier. And it's like,
Yeah.
Sure, there's an element to that, right? But also, a lot of games
Then
now,
how come when I boot up this game from 2003, I have the most fun of gaming that I had like all month?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, why do I boot up Spyro: A Hero's Tale on emulation just to like test my new install of the emulation, and somehow 3 hours are gone when I literally meant to play for 10 minutes? Like, explain that. Explain that.
And if they brought out a remastered version that had slightly better controls and maybe a slightly less jank camera and some like, touch-ups on the graphics, you'd probably go, yeah, I'll just buy it. Like, why not? And I'll get achievements for it. Fucking great,
Yeah. I don't care if it's rose-tinted glasses because it continuously gives me the best time I have every time I play something I'm nostalgic for. So, whatever.
And like, I don't want to be one of those dickheads who's always like, oh, everything was better back in the day. Games are terrible now. Because like, like last year had some of the best releases I've seen in years, right?
Yeah.
But
not true at all.
There is something to be said for old games having a certain feel and also not having microtransactions and online stuff, and like there's a level of purity and simplicity to those that like I think is appealing in today's day and age.
It's just a different vibe. Like they feel different when you play a game like that.
Yeah, and it's always interesting when you find a game these days that feels like those games.
Especially, it's also great. It's very true. It's also a good time when you go back and play an old game that you had never played before but heard good things about, and it just like hits. Like it's just
Honestly,
like this is still
that's
good.
the legacy of Kane. I remember seeing those all the time in Blockbuster and the magazines and everything. Going, I'm gonna play it, but I was poor. I didn't have it.
Yeah.
So now
Yeah.
I want to get them and play them. So
Yeah, this is such a big reason
excited to play 'em.
this is such a big reason I'm doing my little year challenge thing where I play a game from every year. And yeah, so many of these games just freaking hit, except Secret of Mana.
Sure.
Wow. Canceled, Just Jake. Jeez.
Sorry, I know, dude. I know. It got better as I got done with it, but goddamn, that game didn't age well. But I played just a few levels of the first Fire Emblem, the NES one, or technically Famicom one. And the next 2 days, I was just like, I want to go back. Like that's all I could think about. It's like I just want to keep playing that game. It was really bare bones and you know old and stuff and where the series began. But I'm like, I had such a great time, and I just wanted to go back to it. So finding stuff like that's like such a big reason I play all these. I'm such a big retro nerd. Is like all these games that it's just like, God dang, this is so good. This is what it's all about.
Yeah.
I just don't get how our generation is the one that have the money now. Like we're the ones spending the money and playing the games. Like why aren't more companies like Microsoft just shelling out essentially to them pennies to like modders to, for instance, we're talking about the Fallout remasters, pay some modders who are doing it probably for free somewhere in a basement to update 1 and 2 or something. Like how is that not something that isn't talked about or mentioned? You know, bring 1 and 2 into the Fallout 3 engine or Fallout New Vegas engine and just go.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't understand. It
Moon's
makes no sense to me.
Moonzon points out Metal Gear Solid 4, like, yeah, great example, right? Something that was finally available to be playing on modern hardware, which has been trapped on the PS3 forever. But it's a great point, right? I think that especially the generation that we're starting to get into with these games, like that PlayStation, GameCube, and Xbox original generation of games, again, that's what I grew up on for the most part. I mean, I started with PlayStation 1, but that's where I started playing games seriously. Is so rich. Like those libraries are so huge, and it's like when we started, that's when you started getting more games from other countries. Like you started getting games from Japan and stuff like that were more regularly available. JRPGs started getting bigger and more worldwide. You got again, it wasn't quite to like the level that we have now, where it's like you can go online and all that sort of stuff. But there's so much.
It seems like they're releasing 10 JRPGs every week, and you've never heard of one.
Exactly. Yeah.
The DS, man. Oh my god.
Yes, exactly right. It's such a rich, like there's so much in the well to tap that they could potentially pull out and go, remember this fucking thing? And then you go, no, never heard of it. It's like, it was fucking great. You're gonna play it. You're gonna play it right now.
You're gonna play it. You're gonna love it.
Give us $20 and we'll put it on your machine. You'll have it forever.
Yeah. More people need to play Shadow Hearts.
That's actually a great example.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of one that Shadow Hearts is a fantastic fucking example.
More people need to play Shadow Hearts.
Oh, where's Dark Cloud? I love the Dark Cloud 2 bundle.
They did bring Dark Cloud to you can play Dark Cloud 1 and 2 with trophies on PS4.
Yeah, the trophies are next to fucking impossible because that game was bullshit. I loved that. I mean, level 5 was my dream developer in terms of the stuff they put out. But playing that fucking golf mini game in Dark Cloud 2 or Dark Chronicle as it was called over here was the worst fucking shit in the entire clearing out an entire dungeon.
That game.
Yeah, clearing out an entire dungeon and then being like, cool, the golf sphere has shown up. Now you need to play a golf mini game where you need to bounce it off the walls of the dungeon. Holy shit.
And clearly there's a desire for all of this because people have been clamoring for it and we haven't been getting it. So the gaming community said, Thanos Snap Final, do it myself, and made retro achievements. Yeah. Yeah. So, exactly. And retro achievements is huge.
And so, yeah, exactly. You can't have the two groups where it's like people are going, okay, I'll do it myself. I'm going to make this possible. Let's do retro achievements. Let's get a community around. And then you have people going, I remember this game. You didn't release another one, so I'm gonna basically steal the idea and make a spiritual successor in the indie space. And we're going to do, I'm going to do my Earthbound sequel. Pseudo sequel that that is legally distinct, so I don't get sued by Nintendo. Like there's so much of you can see influences in so many. I mean, shit, fucking. Expedition 33 is a fantastic example of being influenced by games of that generation in terms of Final Fantasy X, and things like. A little bit later, but things like Lost Odyssey and Sekiro and all that kind of stuff. And then, but also
Yeah.
like the action elements of something like
Didn't
Super Mario RPG.
Paper Mario,
didn't
yeah.
TA on the homepage used to list how many users they had, right? I'm trying to find that. Registered
that
users.
thing?
I don't know if they've ever listed it themselves, but I mean, you can always check the leaderboards to see how many people are actually on it.
Let me see quick. I want to compare some. I want to see something. Trying
Yeah.
to see something.
There is 1.2 million people.
Okay. Retro Achievements has 1.6 million registered players.
That's crazy. Okay, I knew it was big. I didn't realize it was that big. Holy shit.
Yeah. It's huge. So there's clearly, people want this.
Xbox needs to stop ignoring achievements. Like, there are people that want to earn these dang things, man. Like, lean into it more. Dang it.
Yeah. And this is a new thing. Retro Achievements, I guess adding Retro Achievements since 2012 says their thing. But I only heard about this in 2020-ish. And it was small then. I remember it being small and kind of sucking. I went back because I was like, oh, this actually kind of is good now. And they're improving it constantly. Like, games are starting to get guides, a la TA. They're getting like filters for tags, like missables and tracking and stuff. And so it's getting better all the time. And yeah, it's just like there's so clearly a desire for it. People want to play old games with achievements. So I don't know. Feels like so much untapped potential there.
Yeah.
But hey, at least we have a community doing it.
I like how we're talking about, old games coming up to modern hardware from way back when Ubisoft was like, hey, you want to play Assassin's Creed from last gen again?
Yeah.
Like,
well,
cool.
2 gens ago, technically, right? Because it was a cross. That was a weird. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. I guess I would consider it like one title, but
it's been more than 10 years.
I think.
Yeah. Oh, don't say that.
I'm pretty
that hurt.
Yeah, that hurts, right? Yeah.
I think they just added Wii. Oh no, March 19th they're launching Wii achievements on Retro Achievements.
Oh.
Yeah. March 19th. I just saw that on the homepage.
That is.
I get them Elebits achievements.
That is sick. That is sick. 120 games so far in the list.
You mean LEDs?
No,
Huh?
Elebits.
Elebits. That was LEDs. LEDs nuts. It was the.
Aha!
Elebits was one of the early games for the Wii that was like you move things and you got to find cute little things. And for some reason it was called
so
I think it was called Elebits in the Elebits in the US and LEDs in the UK or something. And people would make.
Oh man, I wonder why it flopped.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm getting all the WarioWare Shaken achievements.
Oh hell yeah, yes. I got.
Or no, what was it? Smooth Moves? WarioWare Smooth Moves.
Yeah, Smooth, because Twisted was the one that was on the GBA, and then it was Smooth Moves. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's oh god, I'm starting to get into like when I started listening to podcasts and video game podcasts, and like part of the reason why I do this was a show that I used to listen to, and I remember them reviewing that game. It's because this would have been when I was about 15 years old or so.
That's so good.
And they were talking, yeah, it would have been like fucking 20 years ago almost. And they were talking about like the poses, like the big cheese and stuff. And then one of them was they did like skits before the episodes. And one of them was they were doing like WarioWare poses, and it's like, and this is pose 69, the choker bitch pose for when you get home, and it was so bad. It was just, again, it was like early 2000s, like super inappropriate.
Product of its time.
Yeah, so much of it. And I just go back and I'm just like, wow.
This is this podcast is just me subliminally trying to get everybody over to Retro Achievements.
I literally was just about to say, every time you're on this fucking podcast, I'm just like, God damn, I just need to get. I mean, to be fair, if the Xbox ecosystem, implodes because of this new console bullshit, and
this is
all
it.
this AI, then this is what I have to move over to. I'm just gonna have to play Super Metroid.
Well, I'm just done gaming.
I mean,
dude, by the time, listen, they're eventually just gonna fucking start adding achievements to it. They're gonna figure out Xbox 360 emulation, and it's gonna come full circle.
and then they get new achievements for the 360. Exactly, yeah.
Retro achievements for 360 achievements.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That'd be sick, dude. Imagine that, dude. All of your favorite Xbox 360 games, because it's harder to do multiplayer and emulation, all of them without multiplayer achievements, just single player only.
Oh man,
the dream.
I need to move on before
the dream.
Yeah, this is oh my god. But yes, with Shane's attempted segue there, yes, the other worst kept secret after the Fallout remasters is they finally confirmed that they are doing Black Flag Resynced as their new Assassin's Creed game. They did a bit of an announcement of like Assassin's Creed projects that they're working on, which basically boiled down to, hey, yeah, we're still ages away from doing anything. Thanks for buying Assassin's Creed Shadows. We're adding a 60 FPS patch to Assassin's Creed Unity for some reason. And yes, we are doing Assassin's Creed 4 resynced. So go and buy that when it comes out. And that's pretty much it.
Do it a third time, sure, why not?
Yeah, yeah.
I keep telling myself I want to go through all these Assassin's Creeds because I'm so behind, and I also haven't played some of them in a very long time, and most of them been re-released. That, yeah, sure, I'll play 4 again, especially if there's no multiplayer achievements in it. Like, I'll go do 4 again. It was fun. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I had a look at the list of like the series list, and I realized I've played every single one except for Valhalla at this point, basically. And that's like that. Unfortunately, Valhalla is going to be where I'm just going to have to put. I don't have the time to do.
Oh,
that.
it's so long.
It's crazy.
I'll do it eventually.
Yeah, me too.
Oh man!
Like I said, I've been telling myself I'll do it eventually to ESO forever, and I always used to joke saying I lie to myself. But hey, man, it might not be a lie.
Yeah, doing it
anymore. So I'll do it eventually.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that like me lying to myself has been the reason why my challenge for this year has been to go to all my old backlog that I've been sitting there going, yeah, I'll get to that.
2026, the year of ESO.
Actually, one of my goals for this year is to get finally around to the Ezio collection. So I can start getting my collection, my completion, my series completion back.
Yeah, get on. Ezio collection's pretty good. The first 2 games are actually still hold up. Revelations.
I'm sure I'll enjoy most of it.
Revelations is still, yeah. All right. I think that's pretty much it for news. So let's quickly go through Game Pass updates. So we got the new announcement for what's coming for this Wave 1 of March. So we had F1 25 join on the 4th, along with Tour T on Premium. Planet of Lana 2 is now an Ultimate, as well as Construction Simulator coming on the 10th. Cyberpunk 2077 is finally coming on the 10th. And Hollow Knight Silk Song is coming to Premium on the 12th. And then DreamWorks Gabby's Dollhouse Ready to Party on the 17th. So now I could just be swapping out Bratz for another absolute trash baby game.
Is that the sequel to Disney's Dreamlight Valley?
No, it's another outright game.
How dare you?
It's got a 2.7 on TA, so you know it's quality. Looking forward to that. But in terms of things leaving, we've got Bratz Rhythm and Style, which I'm working on. Enter the Gungeon, F123. He is coming. Lightyear Frontier, and Mythwrecked Ambrosia Island. If you're going to do any of them, Mythwrecked is probably the most straightforward. It is a very, very simple, I guess, walking simulator. I don't even know how to describe it because it barely has puzzles. You basically just kind of go around and talk to people, and it's a collectathon, basically. And Bratz is a rhythm game, which I'll talk about in a minute. Also, our Patreon, patreon.com/RollerGamers. If you want to help support the show, that is the place to do it. A huge thank you to Old Mate Clown, Cavalier07, Hack and Pone, Kung Fu Skills, Happy Moguls, Admiral Awesome, Natolinator, Lee Howard, Left for Legacy, and Venoms AU. We literally couldn't afford to do the show without you guys, so thank you all so much for your support. We do try and put a bit of extra content on the Patreon as much as we can, usually like before and after the show, and Lights, Camera, and Action, our review / like watch-along show where we talk about video game related media. Right now we need to record the last episode for Fallout Season 2. I know we've been putting that off for a little bit, but schedules have been a little bit tough. So probably going to rewatch that and try and get that recorded in the next week or so. So stay tuned if you're a Patreon. Monthly theme, which is the bimestral burden. Every 2 months we come up with a theme. So now we're in March. March and April we're doing Everyone Was Kung Fu Fighting. Which I would say in a sing-song voice, but I don't want to get flagged. So the idea is you need to play games where you can engage in unarmed combat. So whether that's a regular fighting game or a game where you can just punch dudes.
Can I play an RPG, a JRPG, and unequip my weapons and go into a fight? Does that count?
If it still allows you to, if the animation changes so that you can actually punch them
punching,
then yes. If it's still a guy with a sword, but it just happens to be the default sword, doesn't count.
I have to
no
unequip
damage.
my weapons in the ESO quick and see what happens.
I mean, to be fair, if anything counts, like Elder Scrolls is probably pretty good for that. Like you just go around punching shit all the time. So I wonder if that.
I don't know if ESO you can. If I can unequip a weapon and just run around and just hit something, I'll have to test that out. I've never played the game without a weapon equipped.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it.
But yeah, get your side-scrolling brawlers, get your 2v2 fighters, get your all that kind of stuff in there. Very curious to see what people have been playing. I've been playing one thing that has literally been all about punching. Oh, kitty! For our audio listeners, there is a cat on the podcast. Sorry, I'm a sucker.
She's thrilled.
Sucker for black cats. But yeah, let's get to what we've been playing. Jake, let's start with you. What do you got on the list?
Sure. I've kind of alluded to it quite a bit. I'll start with... So I have not been playing just one game. That's a bit of a lie. But I've been playing mostly one game. The other game that has been the other game is I started Chrono Trigger.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm playing the DS version of Chrono Trigger because I didn't want to... I don't know. I was like trying to figure out which version to play. Because I knew there were modern releases. I could have swore there was a PlayStation release. There's only a Steam release and an iOS release. And then the Steam version only has like 13 achievements, which felt kind of lame. You know,
Sure.
It's kind of just to go beat the game list. Which now I'm semi-regretting not doing because I'm playing the DS version on Retro Achievements, which has 101 achievements.
Jesus, okay. I mean, it's a big game.
And yeah, and a shit ton of them are missable. I already missed the first one because apparently there's a small bug in the DS for trying to get the unanimous court, like get a unanimous innocent ruling. If you go talk to the girl missing the cat before you return the cat, apparently it makes one of the jurors always make you find you guilty.
Wow.
So I didn't get that, so I have to replay the whole game. But whatever. But yeah, so far I can tell it's going to be a game that I'm into. I mean, it's like legendary status JRPG. This one's turn-based and posts the Secret of Mana. But have either of you played Chrono Trigger?
Many years ago. Yeah, I played the DS version back in the day.
DS version. Yeah. I'm very early on because like I said, I feel like each time I've sat down to play, I've only been able to sit down and play for like an hour, and I've only, I think, booted the game up like 3 times. So I'm very, very early in on the game. But so far enjoying it. The achievement list is like get every hack, fight every enemy, like finish the bestiary, or bestiary, open every chest, get all the like little item permanent upgrade for your stats or whatever. But then pretty much every boss has like a beat the boss with some special criteria, like don't use magic on this. I haven't done the first one yet, but I know what it is. It's beat the boss without using magic tech, so you can use normal tech, but you can't use magic.
Yeah.
But then they also all apply a level threshold as well. So it's the first boss is you can't be more than level 15. The next one is you can't be more than level 17. There's a couple for more than level 30. So they kind of like Nuzlocke rules you.
Interesting. Okay. I'm not sure I like that.
Yeah.
But
I'm interested to see how it goes. So they basically are just like, you can't overlevel. You can't just like, you have to use strategy to finish these fights. You can't just like Game Shark code yourself to level 99 and fucking steamroll it. You have to kind of figure out a strat here that works at a certain level. So we'll see how that goes when I kind of start doing the first couple. It's a JRPG. It's, you know, most JRPGs are relatively solved games, so
yeah,
I'm sure it should be too terrible. There's probably a certain strat that just will win. But yeah, other than Chrono Trigger, I'm excited to dive more into Chrono Trigger. Other than Chrono Trigger, the bulk of my time over the last, I don't know, it's been 2 weeks since I've been on, not too terribly long ago. Over the last 2 weeks, the bulk of my time has been spent on Elder Scrolls Online. It's finally happening. I feel like I finally got the push I needed to just like get this game done. This game is incredibly daunting. Everyone knows about this game. Everyone knows about Emperor. Everyone knows about the fishing achievement. I got the fishing achievement during the event last summer because there was an event where you could basically like, I don't know the actual like chain odds changes, but the changes of getting the rare fish was like insanely high. It basically took a 200-hour grind down to like 15. So I did it in one week basically, and then I put the game down. And then Admiral, friend of the show, got Emperor, and he's like, I kind of did it on accident. I wasn't really planning on it. I was just goofing off in the PvP zone, and next thing I know, I was top of leaderboard, and I went for it. So that got me thinking, okay, maybe I could do it. So we planned on a time here in March, actually, in a couple of weeks, where he's going to help me get an attempt. I might have to really fuck up my sleep schedule a little bit for it, just to make it easier on myself. But I've been seeing other people's success stories and reading stuff online, and apparently Emperor is not what it used to be. It is not nearly as difficult as it once was. You can get it pretty easily on both North American or European servers. There are special like under level 50 servers where if you like, there's like maybe 20 people playing it at a time. Mm-hmm. Not even at a time. Like there's 20 people who have the campaign as home, and there's maybe 2 or 3 people playing at a time. And you only have to compete with your faction. And as long as you play in the middle of the night, you can push all the keeps pretty easily. And luckily, Admiral's European, so there's no problem getting him on. The only one suffering is me, which whatever.
Yeah.
Suffering for success. But not even then, I actually, so other than scheduling that with Admiral, I started getting back on to just like kind of play and grind out a solo build and just start grinding the latest. I wanted to get the latest DLC content or latest expansion content done before it was old news, because Elder Scrolls has a fun habit of taking each expansion and making it, they have to one up themselves, right? So they have to give all the world bosses another million HP, right? The base game, every world boss has 1.7 million HP. The next DLC, it's like, okay, you're at like 2 million. And then they're like 2.5, and then they're 3 million and stuff. Up to the point where in this DLC, they're all like finally 8 to 9 million. And I can solo almost every world boss in the game except for these new ones. So I was like, okay, I'm going to stick to this game and do this expansion's content while people are still on it, so I can just like meet up with randoms and get my world boss clears and my public dungeon and all this stuff. And then as I got into playing it, I just start looking at, you kind of start to, I feel like every time I've had my stints of playing, I look at the whole list and I just go like, how am I going to tackle this? How am I ever going to get to veteran dungeons? How am I ever going to play the raids? Like, I'm just a solo player. There's so much here that you really need groups for and stuff. And for some reason, this time around was just like, I guess, just minutely different. And I ended up, I did a group finder trial, and I finished it. And I was like, okay, that's cool. So maybe trials can be done with randos. That's awesome. I was like, but there's definitely other achievements here that I have to have a group for. Like, there are dungeon-specific achievements that there's just no way. And me and Admiral have been trying to convince people in the community to start ESO forever with just, like, no avail. And I get it. It's a daunting game. There's, like, you have to put in hundreds of hours into this game. I do think the game is doable. I don't think there's anything in the game these days that is, like, too daunting to the point where you need to be in the top 10% of players skill-wise. Like, you need to be a really good player. I think everything is achievable. You just have to have people willing to put the time in. And so I kind of was like, okay, I don't want to wait anymore I don't want to keep trying to convince people to get in, because I just don't think it's happening. So I ended up actually joining a guild. The game has guild finders where you can just go apply for any of them and they'll accept you. Most of them accept you. And I've done that before. Like, I filled my roster and then I drop off, so they all remove me, because most of them are like, be active for like within a 2-week window, or we're going to kick you because we want to keep the roster open for people who are actually playing. I'm like, yeah, fair enough. And I always joined the guilds, and I was very quiet around them. Like, I joined and then lurked because I didn't feel like I had a character good enough to play with these people, because they're always doing veteran content. And I had like a solo build that was not like a complete build ever. And I eventually joined this guild, and I was like, fuck it. If I'm going to play with them, I need to join their Discord. Most of them have Discords. I'm like, if I'm going to play with them, I need to join their Discord. So I joined their Discord, and I lurked a little bit more too, just being like, they're doing veteran raids. not even normal raids, and I don't know the mechanics, and they're gonna yell at me, and I have a low DPS character. Like I'm like I'm like 60k below what people ask for DPS, which is like it's like that's like 60% basically.
Yeah.
So I was just like, nah, whatever. And then I don't know. Eventually, I was just like lurking that guild for a week or so, and they're like, we're gonna do a trial, or we're gonna do all of the base game trials, hard mode veteran, just as a fundraising event. You don't have to be like any level. Like these are things that we don't need a full 12-man group to do. So just come along with us, get some money. It's just an event for the guild. So I asked them, like, do you have DPS? Like, do you guys only do vet dungeons? Do you have DPS requirements? And they're like, no, we don't really. I know they're like, well, we know a lot of guilds do, but like we don't really have strict requirements. Like you're fine, just come out. So I came out, I played a raid, and the next thing I know, I'm raiding with these guys every night. They're like saying, hey, we're doing this vet trial tonight, and I come out, even though I've never done it. They're super nice, and they're like helping, and I started playing with these guys a lot. They've been super helpful with my builds. They've been helping me get into the game more, just not even from an achievement standpoint, but just like enjoying the game more, like to the point where even when I'm done, I might just like still pop in for raids here and there just to have fun. And they're going to keep dropping content anyway. So I might as well. But in addition to the attempt I'm going over next week, like 3 people in this guild have been like, oh yeah, by the way, like, because I was talking with about Emperor with actually, funny enough, there's another achievement hunter in that guild. They had a I don't think they know I'm an achievement hunter. They kind of do, but they have a, like, you know how you can have tags in Discords now. They have a tag for another achievement hunting server. I'm like, I know that tag. I know what server you're in. So you're an achievement hunter. But I haven't like called him out for anything. But I was just like, oh, that's funny. But we were talking about Emperor. And we were trading secrets back and forth, and a bunch of the officers and the guild master and the guild and stuff were like, "Hey, also, like, by the way, if you ever need help with Emperor, just let me know. I've helped like several of my friends just get it, just casually get it, and almost everyone in the guild just has it. Wow. So it really just comes down to like just who you know in the game, getting in good with veteran players who know what they're doing, and so I'm not nearly as anxious about Emperor anymore. Like I am gonna go for it in a couple of weeks with Admiral, and I'm gonna try really hard to get it. And if I don't get it, it's kind of the end of the world, because it sounds like I'm in a group that they're just like, oh dude, no sweat. Yeah, just give us a week when you want to do it, and we'll just help you get it quick. It'll be no problem at all. And I'm like, okay, sick, hell yeah. So anyway, that's my long-winded, like, what I've been doing. I've been working my way through all of the veteran DLC dungeons, which are considerably harder than base game. Like the base game veteran dungeons I'll do, and I don't watch a video guide. I'll just run through it with randoms. But these you have to watch videos because they all have like mechanics and they're actually hard. But I've been just doing those with randoms. I finally have a build that can do those, and I do think if I really stick to it, 2026 can be the year that I can share ESO at 100% in all the Discords after 11 years of having it on my tech.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So that's the plan. We're going to try real hard. It's going to require a lot of time. A little bit of luck. But yeah, it's going good. So hopefully it just keeps going that way. I finally got my DPS to 90k DPS today, which is over double what I was doing before, so we're getting there.
Hell yeah.
And anyone else who wants to play ASO, come play ASO. It's a fun game. God, it's not as bad as it looks.
I really wish I did.
I would say you just need like
the time commit's the problem, man.
You just need like 600 hours. It's fine.
Oh,
it's fine. Only. I've only been playing since 2015, and I'm only just to the point where I feel like I can achieve completion. It's fine. It's not that bad. Go play. Admiral is closer to being done with it than me. He's almost done. He has like less than 20 achievements left. And he only started a couple years ago.
So it is doable, for sure.
But Admiral is also the type to just find the grindiest game imaginable and stick to that as the only game
The
he
man
plays
poop
for
socks
until
in
it's done.
consistently.
Yeah.
Just, the unstoppable.
It's crazy how he has the capability of finding these 400-hour grinds and just being able to stick to it and not deviate.
Maybe I should get him to help me with Neverwinter at some stage.
I told him. I said, when we're done with ESO, you're going to jump into Final Fantasy 14 with me, right? And he went, oh. So he has a limit. He has a limit.
I'll run through what I've been playing. I've been playing a few different things, but trying to keep things varied a little bit. Already talked about Highguard, so again, that was just 2 days of just trying to smash through it. Like I said, I think there is something there, but I can understand why it didn't take off. I think this is a massively oversaturated market for those kinds of games, and it's hard to get buy-in. Finished up High on Life 2. Really, really enjoyed that. It definitely had a few performance issues, but I was playing it after the patches. I had a couple of crashes, which is really unfortunate, but really enjoyed the story. It is just more of the same, but I laughed many times. There's some real stupid shit. There's one bit that just is, again, I don't know if you've played the High on Life DLC from the first game. There is a bit where you go under a giant alien's butt and you just go into a bar and it's literally just Cheers, the Cheers bar, but everyone's a slug, and that's the joke, is that it's just Cheers. And so they obviously love that. They obviously love the show. The joke in this game essentially is that there is a crane machine in your base that is there's the Frasier crane machine. And so it just does Frasier quotes every time you use it. Like, there's just... I don't understand how they pick and choose their humor, Like, but it is so... There's so much, like, off-the-wall shit. Not every joke lands. Some of it is, like, a little bit too cringe Rick and Morty stuff that's, like, was funny maybe 10 years ago or whatever. But, like, it is... Yeah, I really, really enjoy it. I think it's a slightly smaller game in terms of like the scope. It's got. I think one of the bigger issues I had with the original game was that it was like, okay, there's like 4 levels and they're 4 worlds that you go to, and they're quite large and sprawling and like lots of nooks and crannies. Whereas this is a lot more like, okay, we have 3 hubs, and then we have like you go off and do a mission in an area, and it's pretty linear for the most part, and then you come back afterwards. And so it's a bit more of a streamlined experience, which I think actually works in its benefit. You don't kind of stay over long in anything.
I would think so.
I like all the guns. One of them is voiced by the same guy who voices Sid in Final Fantasy 16, because he has that distinctive voice, and I was like, what the fuck is like? It's so but he's great. They don't even really touch on the missing gun with the with Justin Roiland's character just not being in the game anymore, so it's kind of weird. But
weird.
It is a bit like, it is kind of, they don't even make a joke about it. They just pretend like it never happened, basically. So
yeah, that's fair.
So, but yeah, definitely recommend it. It's on Game Pass. The latest patches have made it a lot more stable, so I didn't have any achievement issues or anything. And Macca has a really good guide where he has a video where he basically just goes, here's how you sequentially get every achievement in the game for the most part. But it's like a condensed version. She's like, here's the spot. He is our AI, basically. He's our Clippy.
Yeah, I do. I love when people make guides where it's just like here's the whole game in order of where you get the achievement, and I'm gonna just like splice to each part.
Yeah, perfect, exactly. I don't need
that's my favorite guide making.
I don't need a long play. I don't need to see the entire game, and I also don't necessarily need to read a whole text walkthrough for a game that's mostly going around shooting aliens in the face. The other thing that I was playing was Mio. So I was playing this on my PC while waiting for Highguard matches. So I talked a bit about it last week. Mio is side-scrolling Metroidvania. Recently got added to Game Pass. It is absolutely gorgeous. It has a beautiful, beautiful art style. The idea is that you are a robot who has been woken up as a keeper of this space that you're in, and the space is basically made up of different robots that are body parts. It's like one represents like the breath, one is the blood, one is the spine, one is the eye, and so you're the keeper of the eye. And so the eye is usually at the top of this thing. You are at the bottom. You need to try and figure out, like, you've woken up. What the fuck is going wrong? All the robots are breaking down, and you need to basically try and go to each of those zones, and convince those parts to help you try and reboot the system and try and get things up and running again. and it just kind of, again, it is, they don't kind of force things down your throat. It is definitely like you need to kind of like read audio, like read like text logs and kind of get context clues and listen to conversations and things like that to kind of piece together what's happening. I really liked it. It was good. Beautiful, like the art's great, the music's great. It's tough though. It is it definitely has like an achievement list that I like, where it's like it doesn't have a speed run, it doesn't have a no death thing, it doesn't have any of that shit. It's basically just like get all the collectibles, finish the game, get the true ending, do a couple of combat related things. But if you collect everything, you'll get most of the achievements. But collecting everything and doing all the fights and everything is pretty challenging. It borders on unfair in my opinion. And I've played a lot of Metroidvanias. I'm okay at them. I'm definitely not at like running Hollow Knight without having to use save scumming to get through it. It takes a lot of inspiration from Ori, a lot of inspiration from Hollow Knight, whereas they have a few what do you call them? Places where they lock you off for a combat encounter and all that kind of stuff. Gauntlets.
Arena,
exactly. They have a few arenas, but not too many of them. The exploration is really nice. The map system is a bit weird. But it's also, like, the game is very punishing in that there is... I mean, it's not a spoiler, but the whole thing is that, like, because things are breaking down, over time, you will just literally lose maximum life. Like, there'll be certain points where, like, okay, you have, like, 5 hits, and now, after a certain story bit, you'll now have 4. And, like, you can go and collect things to, like, bring those back up to get another one, but that one is always permanently gone as the story goes ahead. And so the game kind of... You don't really always feel like you're progressing super great. You always feel like you're just trying to keep up. The game does have accessibility options, so there's one that means the enemies don't attack you unless you attack them, which is quite helpful. It means that, like, you can just, if you want to get, like, if you need to do a run back, you can just kind of just skip past the enemies. There's one where if you stay on the ground long enough, you'll get an extra temporary hit point, which is very helpful. But the thing is, like, a lot of the game is about aerial combat, like juggling and jumping and like hitting enemies to restore your jumps and that kind of stuff. So you usually want to spend a lot of time on the ground. So it's kind of like a risk reward thing. And then the last one is that there is one that is similar to Hades God mode, where every time you die against a boss, the boss gets basically like slightly weaker in terms of like the amount of health they have. So if you really are really struggling against the boss, they get easier every time you die against them. So they have those accessibility options in there if you need them. And I definitely needed them, I tell you, because like especially that extra health one, this game would have been an absolute slog without some of that, like just one extra hit to be able to get through some of these boss fights. It is pretty punishing. And that also it also has quite a few of these platforming challenges. So there are a few like platforming gauntlets of like, okay, I need to get this upgrade, so I need to do a bunch of like jump off this thing, hit this thing, do a dodge to generate a thing to get my energy back, do a grab. Again, a very like Ori kind of like platform challenge kind of level, maybe a little bit higher than that. But it is quite punishing in terms of like, well, if you die, and you go back to the start. And sometimes they'll have checkpoints and things like that. But yeah, it overall pretty punishing game. But I really enjoyed it. Stubby's the one who recommended it. He finished it a couple weeks ago. It's on Game Pass. I'd say check it out if you like Metroidvanias. I think it's a good one. I think it's maybe not quite as like tight as I would like. I think there's a little bit maybe too much visual noise in the boss fights and stuff. In terms of like if you're fighting an enemy, it's not always easy to see when they're going to roll up for an attack to be able to dodge or get out of the way or or counter. And so I sometimes felt like I was just kind of getting my ass handed to me in a way. I was like, oh, I couldn't see that coming, or I was like, I didn't feel like I had enough time to move out of the way of that. But I got through it. And the assist modes definitely help with that, so definitely check it out. I'll speak through the rest. The one thing I'm playing for the monthly theme is also part of my backlog is One Piece World Seeker. It is an open world One Piece game where you play as Luffy, who lands on it basically falls into a filler arc where he lands on an island and nothing that happens on the island is going to matter because it'll never be referenced ever again. Oda did technically write it, but it doesn't matter because, again, it is the most like 5 out of 10 game I've played in a long time. It is so by the numbers. Literally every mission is go and talk to a person. They send you off to a thing. You go and fight some pirates or some navy when you get there. And you just repeat for 20 hours. The story is really bare bones. they recycle the same enemies, even the same boss fights. So they, again, some of the Navy members and some of the like pirates from the show up. So you, like Buggy is there. I'm trying to think who else actually. I mean, obviously all the Straw Hats are there as well. But you basically just like fight the same bosses over, and like Smoker shows up like 4 times in the story and through the side quests. So you fight him 4 times. He doesn't change his attacks. Like it feels like they had an idea for like a 5-hour game and just stretched it into an open world for no reason. The game has the pacing of a One Piece episode in terms of like it just full of filler content, couple of good things, more filler, couple of good things, more filler, and it just feels like it just kind of stretched out way further than it needs to go. I did finish the base game. There's 3 DLC packs for it, so I'm going to go and do those at some stage. But it definitely counts as unarmed fighting, because the whole thing is that Luffy, he's a stretchy boy, and just the amount that they can turn him into a weapon is pretty impressive, between like having like a speed form and a strength form, having like ranged attacks by basically just stretching your arm out and punching someone across the room. Like there's a couple of fun things in there, but it is basically just like a collectathon open world icon collecting, just side mission, low story kind of thing. But
back in.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, well, it's easy, and you can play it on easy, and like I had no trouble with it. I think I died like once, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. But it is part of my backlog, so getting that sorted. I've been playing Bratz. I'm not going to talk about it. There's nothing to say. It is a terrible fucking rhythm game that I'm at the very end of, and I'm only playing it because it's leaving Game Pass, and it is even worse than the previous Bratz game I played. And then the last thing, which I'll talk about very briefly, is Void Train, which I don't know if either of you heard of.
That's cool.
Void Train, yeah. So it is on Game Pass. It is I didn't know what it was, but as listeners will know, obviously I play Stubby, Keo, and Cameron and I team up and play 4-player co-op games. So we like did Division, and we did FBC Firebreak and things like that. So again, we tend to like try to do co-op games, and so Cameron has been twisting my arm to try and play Void Train forever, because he's like, oh, it's really fun, and like you can change sliders to make the game easier, and like it's not overly difficult. And there's a few guides out there, and like it got good reviews on Steam. And I was like, okay, I'll relent. So I started the game up, and we played it, and I was like, what is this? Okay, there's like an interesting little intro where it's like you have to like find items and build things and kind of just like try to build a portal to get to the next area. And then I land on a platform. The platform is on rails. And the game goes, cool, now collect all these items and craft some stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute, what is this? And he's like, okay, cool, now that you've crafted a smelting thing, can you make some iron bars? And then also make sure you move the train forward. But don't get too far away from the train, because you need to be with this train platform all the time. And then you can upgrade the train, and you can make the train bigger. And then you can do more crafting. And then you can fight off enemies. And then you can craft more things. And you can craft more things and more things. I've been tricked into playing Raft, but on a fucking train. I cannot fucking believe it. Stubby has been trying to get us to play Raft for years, and I've been like, Raft looks like the most boring fucking game of all time. It's a survival game with crafting and just endless co-op. And just, I was like, cool, this Void Train thing looks kind of interesting. It's just fucking Raft on rails. I've literally been fucking bamboozled. And I told them, I was like, what the fuck?
You got played, son.
I got 100% played. I cannot fucking believe it. So now I guess I'm fucking playing a crafting survival game on a goddamn train.
I was just gonna say, the question is are you enjoying it?
If I was playing this solo, I would be having no fun whatsoever. I don't enjoy crafting and survival games or any of that. I'm glad that I can put the sliders all the way down to like I don't die, like you don't get hunger, you don't lose items when you die. You can like put the enemy health down to low and the damage down to low, and like make it like playable and like really casual. That part I like, and just being able to like kind of go through, and like we finally managed to get a steam engine on the train, and so it's moving a bit faster and that sort of stuff. But like if I was playing the solo, I'd be having a terrible time. Playing it co-op is much more enjoyable, but I feel like that's cheating because every game is better in co-op. This is the kind of game I would never play normally. We'll see. Again, we're only like 4 or 5 hours into it, so it's like, which is nothing in these terms of these kinds of games. So we'll see how the rest of it. I will report back as we spend more time with it. But I just wanted to call out, fuck you, Cameron. You tricked me, you goddamn bastard. Even Allison was laughing at me. Like, I can't fucking believe it. That's like, I just got absolutely fucking bemoogled. So
That's hilarious.
yep. But that's me. I'm trying to think about what my next game's going to be for the backlog. It's probably looking like it's going to be Peace Walker. I'm thinking maybe. Looking forward to that. But
Such a good game.
I do have the backlog is shrinking pretty considerably considering we're only in March. I've taken some good chunks off of it, but now we start getting into the harder stuff. So we'll see how that goes. But I will report back next week. Shane, what have you been working on?
The first game I really worked on was something we haven't really talked about much. Highguard.
Never heard of it.
Wait, what's that
joined a
game?
session. Some game by some.
You mean
Apex
Overwatch,
Legends, I
right?
think, developers.
Overwatch,
No,
Highguard?
this is a different one. It's like raids with characters.
Oh, yeah.
They're really bland.
Raid Shadow Legends. Yep.
I joined a session to play it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, I'll knock this out quick, whatever. The session fell apart immediately. But as you know, because you started it, was when you had to do any of that, you have to start a tutorial, and that gets you an achievement. So I was locked in regardless.
Yep.
But I did it. I decided to do it legit, and I did. I really enjoyed Highguard. I thought it was really cool. I would have finished it in a week or less, but I was working on a video project, so I was having so much fun and finding it so easy that I was actually spreading out an achievement a day pretty quickly with like a match or two and just get an achievement, and including the survive as the sole survivor and wiping a team and getting like legendary kills and all that stuff. I thought the game was cool. I really I thought it was neat how they were able to have such a big map and focus the gameplay into skirmishes. I know you had mentioned that you had long wait times. I literally would like hit search, go over to a tab to check the season pass, and immediately get into a match. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess not. Never mind. The matches were fairly level. I know it was pretty rare. I got like steamrolled, or even we were able to steamroll the enemy. Yeah, I thought Highguard was cool. I really enjoyed it. I'm actually reinstalled it. I'm gonna check out the stuff they added for the terminal life expectancy of the game now. So go and check it out quick. I played 3v3 the entire time until the last day was when they added the raid rush mode, which made getting the generator defuses a lot easier, and also replaced the 3v3. So that was unfortunate, but it sounds like it's back now. So cool. But I thought it was neat. I do get the criticism that the characters are bland. I get it. I do. Like, I really liked Una, and I played Scarlet mostly for the legendary kills.
Yep.
But overall, yeah, there's nothing really to. I thought the rating was neat. I don't know. I thought it was cool. But I also watched the trailer when Jeff Keighley went, "Hey, here's our last thing," and going, that looks cool. I get it. It's raids. It's a game focused around raids with hero powers and everything. And then I went online and everyone's just, they either don't know what it is, which is, never made sense to me, or they just didn't like it, which I think was more of a disappointment thing than anything else.
I mean, if you hype something up
at
from
least
the
at the
people who
time.
made Apex and Titanfall, and then it's...
Well, it wasn't Half-Life 3. So.
That's the other bit too. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But either way, I enjoyed it. Did it all legit. I suggest people try it at least before it leaves. But you got a few days now.
There's
6
plenty
days?
of sessions on
So-
TA though. Like, people are scrambling, so there's heaps of people playing it.
Yeah, I bet.
And, like, I got it done in
finished
2
my
days. So just like I started it the day it was announced.
Oh yeah,
and then I
boosting,
finished it
bet.
the day after. So like, it is definitely doable.
Yeah, boosting. I bet it's very quick. I can imagine that would be. I probably would have knocked out that first night or the next day if I had been boosting it. So I get it. I also finished my hard playthrough of Duke Nukem Forever. That game bites.
Yep.
But I think everyone kind of knows that by now. It's so outdated and not fun. Luckily, you can cheat hard mode and use cheat. You can cheat hard mode by using cheats by quitting in and out of checkpoints and still getting your achievements. So made it pretty easy. I just got the DLC to do, and I'll knock that out quick. I can't wait to put that one behind me. Not a fan. But leaving Game Pass, I started Lightyear Frontier. I think, Neo, you did this one, right?
No, I know Cameron and them. I thought it was Cameron.
Was it Cameron?
It was one of the co-op things I didn't want to get involved with because I don't really play a lot of game preview stuff.
Yeah. It's been hard to figure out and kind of get a real good measure of how long this game takes because they changed it pretty significantly a few months ago.
Yeah.
Like a lot from what I'm getting. Like most of the guides on TA just don't even make sense anymore. So I think it's going to be a little longer than the 16 to 20 hour estimate that it has currently. But I am close to being done. You don't have to level up. You have to level to level 7 to unlock everything you need. It's co-op, so you could have other people running around and getting materials for you, which I did the first night with my daughter. Yeah, it's mech farming. It's not very more complicated than that. I think it's a cool game. I'm enjoying it. I'm trying to cheese the rare animals, which is probably the hardest achievement of them, RNG based, and it's really boning me. It's like a 10% spawn rate, and I'm cheesing it and still not getting anything.
Sure.
So that's cool. I wonder if that's changed or something's different, but not cool. I only need 5 rare animals, and I've gotten 1 after, I'd say, conservatively 2 hours of trying to cheese it.
Oh, that's
so.
sexy, yeah.
We'll see, but I am done with the base game. I am on to the what's it called? Title updates on TA. So I don't have whole lot left. I have to level up one more time, and I'll have the color mixer I need for the paints I need. And I'm playing it on not easy, but you can do sliders where you're running a mech and you have fuel, and you can run out of fuel, and you can turn that off in the accessibilities. I didn't. I'm playing it with, I run out of fuel, I take damage, all that fun stuff, but you can turn all that off too. So it could be a really easy completion, but it's still going to take a while. But I'm enjoying it. It's fun. It's pretty. It's cool. I almost 100% expect that to get more achievements later on, though.
That's my main worry. That's the reason I haven't started it, is that
Yeah.
like, they seem to be pretty... they were updating it like as it's being taken down off Game Pass.
Yeah,
well, so.
I think they updated it. They updated it yesterday because now there's electricity and automation and stuff like that. And there is still an entire. So there, I don't know how the map used to look, but now it's one giant island and there's 4 sections, and only 3 of them are needed for the achievements, and the 4th is still locked off.
Right.
So gonna guarantee probably gonna be achievements later on. So I'm taking that risk though. I think the game's neat. I want to play it. Once I finish that, I think I'm gonna move to what you did, Brats. I'll do that one. And then I do want to get to Mythwrecked.
Yes,
so
Mythwrecked is pretty
see.
straightforward, yeah.
Yeah, I played it in my little Game Pass preview thing I was doing for a while. So I at least played a good hour of it. And yeah, it's fine. It's whatever. But yeah, that's all I've been doing pretty much. Highguard took up most of my time in my video project, and now I'm trying to get back into finishing all my TA Christmas stuff I'm still working on.
Oh, man, yeah. All right. Well, I think that's everything we've been playing. So let's move on to the Word Challenge. If you don't know what the Word Challenge is, it's a competition where Kirby, Chin Doctor, our wonderful community member and former podcast host, comes up with the most ridiculous fucking clues you've ever heard of for a game that you probably won't guess. And each week he gives us a clue. And so the first clue was B-movie. The second clue is Kirby less than 1. What does that mean? I don't fucking know, because he just gave us the clues. So we're just as in the dark as you are. Best of luck. Go on our Discord, go to the Word Challenge channel, start chucking in some guesses. You get 1 guess per hour. If you get it right, there is a prize. Kirby, on top of making the game harder, has also said that he's going to stump up some gift cards and that kind of stuff. So not sure exactly how that's going to work, but we'll figure it out. But there is a prize, so there is a good incentive to go and guess. You get 1 guess per hour. Start getting in there. Also, it's been seeing some good guesses recently. Really interested to see what the thinking is going. as Kirby said, he's also not sure if anyone's even close at this point based on how they're thinking. But
has anyone just tried the B-movie game?
I think so. Yes.
That'd be funny. If
It
that's
would
just
be
what
funny.
it
It would be
was.
really funny if it was that simple. Yeah. We also have the Hog leaderboards. Shane, do you happen to have that up?
I sure do. On top of it, I got that
Nice, he's got
podcast host thing going on. Yeah. Top 5. Number 5 is a Neomaster with 4,395 gamer score. Number 4 is Mekal KV at 6,800. Number 3 is Northern Lass with 12,000 even. Nice. Number 2 is Thrash Forever with 25,835. And as some kind of shock, a Gray Shark at number 1 with 36,240 gamer score. Wow. Every time.
Yep. Insane.
Utter insanity.
Jake, do you have completions there?
I sure do. The Moonzom finished Final Fantasy 2. Let's go. That game's great. Don't overlook it. Bulbasaur finished Lego Star Wars 2. Regenstein finished Saints Row Get Out of Hell and Need for Speed Rivals on 360. Shadowed Sly finished Arc Raiders and Iron Brigade. Stubadoo finished Planet of Lana and Thronebreaker. And Mad Lefty finished Myth Wrecked.
Nice.
Oh yeah, good job, guys.
Yeah, great.
How you feeling, Jake, with every drop having another bit of the HD of Final Fantasy?
Yeah, I mean, hey, dude, the more people playing Final Fantasy, the freaking better.
I want to get around to them.
Yeah, I've got one installed, and I'm like, shit, I need to get on these because
No, you all need to. 1 through 4 are super quick. Like genuinely 12 to 15 hours for the first game, maybe 15 to 20 for 2 and 3. And
which I'm surprised
maybe
because I don't
20 hours
know.
for 4.
I don't know how many people did 3 on Windows Phone, but it was ridiculous. The achievement list.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's not that much better here, but you got boosts and shit, so it makes it easy. I mean, also, don't boost. Well, do what you want, but I would recommend not boosting. Like, boost at the end when you need to grind out, like, to get max power. Like, just play the game.
Yeah.
There's not a ton missable. It's really good. I'm watching a friend actually stream the first game now, and I'm just like, God, this game's so good. And he's never played it before either. He's like, dude, this game's really good for, like, being the first Final Fantasy. I'm like, yeah, it's really cool. No one talks about Final Fantasy 1, and everyone hates Final Fantasy 2, which also drives me crazy because Final Fantasy 2 had an amazing story. It's like genuinely you can see where like they got their kind of foothold and their
See, I'm
method
old.
of
I
storytelling.
remember playing the first Final Fantasy with like a map spread on the floor that came in the instruction booklet and trying to figure out where to go. So I was really happy to get around to it on Windows Phone and finally beating it.
I'm genuinely debating because I kind of jumped ship because I was like, fuck it, Xbox is never getting. No, wait, I did play the Crystal or the Pixel remasters on Xbox.
Yeah, you did.
I'm debating on doing them again on PlayStation, similar to how I'm debating on doing. I don't know, dude. I just love the series, so if I just keep playing, I'll just play the game as many times as I.
I mean,
it's nice to have the. It's nice to have the excuse to just be like, oh, I finished it on PlayStation. That's fine. I'll go play it on Xbox and get achievements again and just play the game because it's freaking sick. Anyway, go play Final Fantasy. They're on Game Pass. You have no reason not to. They're short. They're great.
Yeah, maybe I'll queue that up. I'm trying to have like a backlog game and a Game Pass game running at the same time so I can kind of switch between them as I get sick of them. So I might do something similar there.
Do it.
But I think with that, it's going to bring us to the end of the show. As always, you can hang out with us on Twitch. Xbox Caller Game is the place to find us. Make sure you join our Discord as well. It's where all the fun stuff happens, the word challenge and podcast updates and all that kind of stuff and all of our discussions and where we get the completions from if you want to post your completions to be read out on the show. Shane, anything you want to promote?
I did.
Did he finally? Did he actually lose power?
I think we finally.
Oh no! I want to promote what he was going to promote. Go follow Shane.
Yeah, firehawkd.com I think is the website. Go and check that out.
Yeah, go follow his Twitch. That's what I want to show.
Yeah, definitely. Anything you want to show on your own, Jack?
No, just Shane. We're just shilling Shane this week.
Easy, yep. All right, well, that's going to wrap up episode 203. We managed to get all the way through right to the end before he dropped out. Thank you all for joining us. We'll catch you guys next week. See you later.
Later.